Hi team! As promised, I'm sharing this video with you about National Conference. Each of you should have gotten a packet like this in the mail, and I do apologize, I think everything comes out kind of backwards whenever I do this kind of video, but hopefully you can follow along. I just wanted to go over a few tips from the packet and just a few tips I've thought of as I've been packing for the trip this week. And so first of all, one of the things I wanted to mention is that I put those pictures out for my clothing, and Erica Allen, our Red Jacket leader, suggested that if possible, we maybe should wear our Team Synergy shirt Friday, since we may not have time to change before the dinner. So it's likely that I'll just put my black Team Synergy shirt on for the Friday morning conference sessions as well, and then make my way over to the Crave restaurant for the Team Synergy dinner. So that's just kind of a heads up. I didn't realize that, and afterwards we can change and freshen up. Okay, so let's dig into the packet. You'll notice on your right side it'll look like this, maybe slightly different color papers, but the same content. You have received a set of cards, and yours has a ring through it. I just didn't have enough rings, and so mine has a clip here. But you'll notice it says Friday, love it, do it later. Friday, wow, do it now. Okay, Saturday, love it, do it later. Saturday, wow, do it now. Sunday, love it, do it later. Sunday, wow, do it now. And so this card system, even though you'll have, bring definitely a notebook or some kind of journal, because you'll want to take lots of notes at each session. If you are very creative, you might want to put tabs on your pages or have a notebook that has different sections, because the sessions are all, a lot of them are kind of breakaway sessions, but that's completely up to you. You can always do that later too and add tabs. But these cards in particular is just to write one or two major takeaways. This is not something you may even write on in the actual breakout session. You might come back to your room and look over your notes and be like, wow, that one thing stuck out at me. And that's what you put on here. If it's something you want to do right, like when you get home from conference, put it on do it now. And if that's something you're like, I never, ever, ever want to forget that tip, but it's not something that's feasible for me right now, you can put wow, do it later. And then this note system helps you come back to your specific notes and helps you kind of organize your thoughts based on what you wrote down for the here and now. Okay, so that's what that is. You have a scavenger hunt. Everybody has one of these, and it has your name at the bottom. And so this is really fun. This is something Team Synergy does, the Red Jacket leaders. And there are all kinds of things in here. Take a selfie with your name tag and post it on your Facebook wall. Each of us will get a name tag and a couple labels based on where our sales and our business is for the year. Take a selfie with a newfound friend and post it on the Team Synergy Facebook page. You know, find someone in your travels that has never heard about Norwex and share it with them. No puking Norwex allowed. And what is their name? And write their name here. And so this is just a really fun way to engage other people. I will be honest with you, because I want this to be informative and realistic too, this little video. I did not do this last year. I was like deer in the headlights, and all I could do, it was all I could do just to take it in and keep up with everything. So I started it, but I didn't finish it. But those of you who start it and finish it, there's 4 lucky winners, a $25 gift card each of these next places for 4 lucky winners: Amazon, Target, Staples, and Vistaprint. And so it is something neat and fun to do, for especially those of you that love a challenge and are competitive. Okay, next on that same cover, I know Deb King had said about breakfast options, and because she mentioned that, it helped me dig into the breakfast options, and I put everything according to distance on the from the convention center. So Dunn Brothers Coffee is inside the convention center, and they have just a few things to eat. Not as much as even like a Starbucks. You know, they might have like a scone here or there or something. They really don't have a lot to eat, but they have coffee. You can get it all day long, any way you want it. And then 0.2 miles, just a 4-minute walk. You guys will be very familiar with some of these street names till we are done, because Another tip is definitely pack a pair of walking shoes. I did that last year, but I bought a cute new pair that weren't broken in, and I still got blisters. So the walking is not bad. Everything is within 10 minutes, even the farther places away like the Target. But it's still walking that you're not used to. And so wear a pair of comfy shoes, don't matter how they look, that are already broken in. So something really important. And then this is probably the main thing to go over. I put a lot of work into this, so please appreciate it. I know you will. I was just being silly. I took all of the calendars. I took Team Synergy's calendar, that they had put out, like some tentative thing last year or something that I found. I put out the basic outline of the conference that was on the back office. And then I took the sessions from that we could pick the sessions. And what else did I pulled out my notes from last year to see what was actually feasible and what actually fit. And I condensed all of it into one simple calendar or agenda of events. This is way more easy to follow than some of the other things. Now, I didn't map out what actual session is which. So if you're looking at your paper right now from your folder, let's go over this, okay? So some of you are coming in early Thursday and you're going to the Mall of America. That's great. Whatever you do is fine. But I just want you to know from 3:30 on, and 3:30 is a really good guesstimate based on when my plan lands and about how long it took to get to the hotel. This is my best guess. At 3:30 or anytime after for you guys, I'm going to check into the Millennium Hotel, and you can be in the lobby from 3:30 anytime on. Please text me or message me. My cell phone is right there on the paper. Text me or inbox me from Messenger and let me know if you need me to come down and give you a key. I'm going to go to Brits on Nicollet Mall. It's only about 2 blocks away, maybe not quite even that. But dinner is on your own. I just put on there where I'm going. If you want to join me, you're welcome to. It's my favorite place to eat, right there in the vicinity. So I probably will eat there a couple times this weekend. And then after I'm done eating dinner, I'm going to walk down to the Target, which is just a couple blocks more. Be very aware of your bags being heavy or whatever. If when you purchase something at Target, but I am going to bring back drinks and snacks for myself. This is all on you. Because as you'll see later, I personally am going to mostly do breakfast in my room, just yogurts and stuff like that, just because I'm not so much of a breakfast person, but we'll get to this too. And then, I'll be back in my room after dinner in Target. And once we are all checked in and accounted for, I have a little something for you guys. We'll meet up at some point in the room, just to give you a little welcome gift. And maybe if that totally doesn't work, we'll do it after the welcome event, even just to say hi from me. And then 6:15. Now I know this is early, and so it's totally optional, as the paper says. But I'm meeting the Red Jacket leaders of Team Synergy outside the convention center, because that is where I'm receiving all y'all's. I don't even say all y'all. All of our Team Synergy shirts that we ordered. So some of you ordered shirts, and I did too. I ordered one. So I'm picking those up early before I go into the welcome event. And then the welcome event is from 7 to 8. So at some point, we'll say hi to each other. I'm sure we'll convene in one of our rooms or something like that, and get to know each other just a little bit. We won't stay up super late because Friday is a really long day. So, Friday, August 4th, breakfast on your own. Like I said, I'm going to be eating in my room from Target purchases. Those of you that want a hot breakfast, the breakfast options are here. From anywhere from just grabbing coffee right before you walk into the convention center, or a 4 to 10 minute walk is the 4 best places, the 4 most convenient and good ratings for food that I saw. And there's several different types of place there. Like Nicollet Diner is just their basic diner food, good home cooked, it's a mom and pop type thing. And then Keys Cafe is more of a upscale bodega type place. And then Target, is just the store. So there's everything in between there for breakfast if you want a good hot sustainable breakfast. Okay, 9 a.m. is opening sessions. We will all be in the main auditorium. I will be giving you your blinky rings Thursday night. We aren't necessarily allowed to all save seats, and so it's kind of nice if we walk from the Millennium over together. Of course, we're all grown-ups, and I'm not going to micromanage, and we're not going to hold hands across the street. So as best we can, get there at a decent time. And if you're saving a seat for somebody next to you, and several of us do that, that's different than one person coming and saving 15 seats. That is not okay, you know. And so it's all in the main auditorium, and we'll be there all together. And then after those opening sessions is Norwex provided lunch. So we just go down the escalator and eat lunch in the big dining facility. So that's nice. And then straight into the 2 p.m. work session, 3 p.m. Those are breakout sessions. Those are the ones that you signed up for, hopefully. And if you haven't signed up for them, there may still be time. You have to look for that in the email that came out. July 7th or 17th, for some reason that sticks in my mind. And then I probably have to leave a little early from the 3 o'clock workshop session because I need to be over at Crave a little bit early. I wanted to refer to a couple of the papers on this side too. This first one, this is on the left side of your folder. This first one is just like a welcome, like what to expect in this folder. And there's also some tips on making a good experience out of your convention. There's a paper in here that tells you how to get from the airport to the hotel. Okay, so my best tip is definitely take the metro. It's definitely the cheapest way to go. It's around $3, something like that. A taxi would be $45, and the bus is probably 15, something like that. And so when you get off at Nicollet Mall, that's the closest stop to our hotel. You can either take the bus, if you're afraid of walking or not able to walk physically, because it is probably about a good 15-minute walk, and I know you have your luggage and stuff like that. And so I have walked it. My husband and I walked it last year, but you could take a bus if you wanted to. You're walking down several blocks to the Millennium Hotel, which is on Nicollet Mall Road too. So there's that, and then there is also things to do, and I wanted to talk about there's a skywalk map, and there's a walk around the city map. What triggered that workshop session? Oh, I wrote on the one map where the Crave restaurant is, and that's going to tell you how to get there. So it's up to you. You'll have to plan your time if you're going to walk to it. There's also another option that's very fun, but you know, it does cost money. I think it's called the Tuk Tuk, and it's a guy on a bike with a wagon type thing, and I think if you squish, you can seat 3 of you in the little wagon thing and pay, and he bikes you to the restaurant. So it's kind of cool. They're all sitting outside the convention door waiting for us if anybody wants a ride. So I honestly can't remember how I got there last year. I'm pretty sure I walked. So I might have to leave extra early, but if you don't want to walk it, you could get a taxi or one of the Tuk Tuk bikes. And so I wanted to tell you, though, that is on one of your papers, and to map it out and plan enough time, because the 4 o'clock Team Crave dinner, I want you to be prompt for that. That'll be a really, really special time. I'm not for sure how long that will go. It'll go for a couple hours. And at some point in the evening, you can definitely explore the city. You can go visit shopping centers, art museums, whatever you want. And so I have on here from 8 to 9 p.m., but it can be kind of subject to change. I will definitely tell you for sure once the Team Synergy dinner at Crave is ending. We will for sure set a time. Maybe we'll stick to the 8 to 9, but at some point that evening, and not too late. So if possible, 8 to 9. I want to have a Team Greenlight meeting, and we also have an action step based on our team. So I'd like for everybody to be in attendance to that, and that will be at the hotel. I don't know for sure yet if it'll be in the lobby or in one of our rooms, but I'd like us to be all together for an hour. And then even after that, if you're a night owl, you're welcome to go back out. The city comes alive at night. It's really, really neat. The Brits is open late. There's another restaurant called The Local. There's a lot of neat things that happen at night. So if you're a night owl and you want to get out there and experience Minneapolis at night, it's not scary. I never felt nervous or anything. And you're welcome to do that, but just for that hour, I do want to be together. Saturday, breakfast on your own. Like I said, you can go get a hot breakfast somewhere. You can grab coffee, or if you've stocked up at Target, that's your breakfast. I think there is a restaurant in the bottom of the Millennium, but I think it's an upscale restaurant. So you can check it out if you want to beforehand. I don't know if they're open for breakfast or not, though. Okay, Saturday morning, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, back-to-back workshop sessions that are breakout sessions that you have chosen, and then lunch on your own. So this is a fairly long period of time, just like Friday evening is kind of a little bit more open to what you want to do after the Crave Team Synergy dinner. Lunch time, there's a couple hours there that are on your own, and again, I've written rest if possible, freshen up, prepare to dress up for the awards gala. So at some point after the 10:30 a.m. workshop ends until around 5 o'clock when we need to walk in the gala, that time is on your own. So use it wisely. Eat something if you want to, rest, explore the city. There's no right or wrong here. I'm not for sure what I'll be doing, but I may not necessarily plan anything with a group. I may kind of go off on my own and get some rest or make some phone calls or something. Not sure. Sunday. Oh, and then 5 o'clock, the doors open for the gala. I remember needing to be there around 5 o'clock because I don't know if they'll do it different this year, but they did not have assigned seating, and it was very hard to get a table with other people that I knew. And so the awards dinner starts at 5:30. I don't think it's unreasonable at all for us to be there at 5 o'clock and be ready when the doors open. So that dinner is just very social, very nice, very elegant. This is when we really dress up. And people said, well, how dressed up? You will see people there in prom gowns. You will see men in tuxes. And then you will see everything in between, from simple. If you have a nice black dress, that's definitely appropriate. Whatever feels very dressed up to you, that's what you wear. And then as soon as that dinner is over, we move to the auditorium for the awards presentation. This gets very late, and so I just wanted to put that to prepare you, not to scare you or bore you or whatever. It's very interesting, but it gets very late, and it's a lot of sitting. So if resting isn't your thing during the lunch break, maybe you want to go out and get a jog in or exercise or whatever your thing is, because there's a lot of sitting Saturday night. Okay, Sunday, breakfast on your own. There's an 8 a.m. church service. They don't talk anything specific that would deal with, for instances, breakdowns in churches like Baptist, Pentecostal, Lutheran, communion, none of those things. Just a simple gospel, probably a few worship songs that everybody would know, things like that. And then at 9 o'clock, there's a closing session. I do suggest that we all be at the closing session. Obviously, the the church service is optional, and there's no guilt trip if you don't go. That's completely up to you. And then a note here, we'll need to pack up early and be ready to hustle back to the hotel, unless you don't mind taking your luggage with you to the last session. Checkout at the hotel ends at noon, and the closing session at the hotel ends approximately 11:30. So again, it's only a 3 to 5 minute walk from our hotel, and that's very leisure walk. I mean, it's really only a 2 to 3 minute walk. But we do want to check out on time, so there's no extra fees for me. Okay, so this is the schedule you want to follow, because it's the most basic. I'm putting some of my stuff back in my folder here. And again, the welcome part, the left side of the folder is talking about what things to kind of do and expect. The paper that says Reaping Your Rewards at Conference is something I want you to read over, and I want you to definitely read through it before you leave tomorrow morning. Because first of all, number one, leave all of your hats at home. Leave your mommy hat, wife hat, friend hat, chauffeur hat. Put on your business hat. Focus all the opportunities to learn, network, and dream at this once a year opportunity. So we're letting our worries at home. We're letting our husbands or whoever we have deal with the kids, work, all those things don't matter right now. They matter, but they're not your responsibility for the next few days. Your responsibility is to take in all you can. So I want you to go to bed early tonight. I want you to get sleep. It's very, very, very important that you don't go into this conference exhausted, because it's not just a getaway from the kids and the responsibilities. It's exhausting. It's late nights, a lot of information. Your brain is on overpower. You're with other women that you're not used to, and that can take a toll on your mind as well. Take a couple notepads or journals, take some pens. Use a separate page for each speaker if you want to. So a lot of these things are fine to read later and kind of study once we're going. But that number one, leave all your hats at home. Get some rest tonight. You have a lot of traveling to do tomorrow. What's next? The light rail trains, things to do. I'll be honest. Some of you are going to Mall America, so that's awesome. But I planned to go to the zoo last year, and I was too exhausted to even go. I just couldn't think of doing one more activity because it's really a lot. But there is that there. And what the Skywalk is so cool. Minneapolis is one of those states that gets a lot of snow. Minnesota. And so the whole city is mapped out in it's a second floor enclosed sidewalk. So even if there's 4 feet of snow on the ground, the city is still completely alive. And there's nail salons and restaurants and all kinds of things to do. There's that on the regular sidewalk, and then up a story is the Skywalk, and it is really, really neat. It's a really great place to walk. That's where I prefer that you do your walking or jogging or exercising or whatever you want to do if you're going to be out and about, just for that purpose, because there are a lot of homeless people. And they, I never felt nervous. The city is used to them, and so they'll be playing their instruments or asking for money or whatever, but they don't seem aggressive or anything. But there are a lot of homeless people, but they're not allowed on that Skywalk on that second floor, and so it's a great opportunity to get a really good walk in. There's probably air conditioned and everything, so it's pretty amazing. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully I can get back to you sometime today. Otherwise, I will see you all sometime tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be praying for safe travels. I cannot wait to see you guys. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime memory-making trip. Even if we do it year after year, this year, you will never, ever, ever forget the next 4 days. So get some sleep tonight, hug your babies, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.